What's going on YouTube, man? Over and over I'm telling you that things aren't a mistake. It takes time. You have to put the effort in. You have to believe in yourself in order for the things that you want to actually happen. Now, what I'm gonna tell you in this video, what you feed your mind is all a part of that, because if you don't believe in yourself, then everything's gonna pretty much end right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my reading list of a future naval officer, things that I was reading before I did all the boards, all the State 21 boards, all the other quarter boards. These books have different leaderships. They teach you different life lessons, and they also give you examples on how others got through it. So a caveat to what I'm about to tell you, I didn't read these books physical copies. I didn't go to the library. I didn't go to Amazon and purchase the physical copy. I didn't use a Kindle, but I did enjoy audiobooks because an audiobook allowed me to drive and listen to it. And when I was I like to go fishing, or when I lived in Washington, we would just go fishing in on the lake or something, and I would hear the audio book as we were fishing, and I got through maybe a book in about 2.5 days. Okay, so the first book that I'm going to recommend is A Good Shepherd. The Good Shepherd was a good book. It's a war book, but it's pretty much telling you how these naval officers operated during the time of war. Even I think it was 1955 or something like that. But during that time frame, leadership was, they needed to have good leadership, and not everybody had it. But in these stories, you could see the mistakes and you could see the things they did right. That way, when somebody asks you about leadership, you could use these books as a reference point. Okay, in this book, it's based off a true story. They even got a movie on it and a novel on it. This is how they handled that situation back then. A lot of people, especially senior officers, reference books like The Good Shepherd because this was actual facts and how things went as we know it went. Obviously, you're not gonna get 100%, but A Good Shepherd is a good book. Good Shepherd by C.S. Forrester. Got to tell you who wrote it. I got 2 books. So 2 books are going to be by Simon Sinek. So the first book by Simon Sinek is called Leaders Eat Last. Now, Leaders Eat Last is a good book, but because it's pretty much talk about team building. It's not necessarily military based, but you could use leadership abilities in the outside world, in the civilian sector, as also in the military sector. So Leaders Eat Last is definitely a good book, a good read. Before we get too deep into this video, comment below real quick, what movies, what books do you recommend to help with leadership, to help somebody else move forward? The second book by Simon Sinek is Start With Why. And Start With Why is actually my favorite one out of those 2. Out of Leaders Eat Last and Start With Why, I like Start With Why better. Start With Why literally puts it in your mind frame how these companies appeal to not civilians, but everyday people. It's even Coca-Cola, McDonald's, Burger King, Apple, Samsung, everybody appeals to people differently, but they always have their company with a mission statement with why they do what they do, and have a mission statement for yourself. So Start With Why is definitely a good read as well. I run into a lot of people that wants to be Navy SEALs. Can't Hurt Me is a good book for Navy SEALs, Special Forces, even people just going through a very hard time, or you have this mindset that you want to do something great and it seems unattainable. Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. David Goggins is a ex-Navy SEAL. He's retired now. He did 20 years, retired as a Chief Petty Officer. He pretty much explains to you, breaks down in his words, the raw and real about the processes that he went through to become who he is today. The last book I'm gonna recommend is going to be called Extreme Ownership, How Navy SEALs Lead and Win. Now this book is narrated, because I did read it. I don't know if they both wrote it, but either way, they made this book, and it was narrated by Jocko Wilkins and another Navy SEAL, and they pretty much just go through how their mentality as a Navy SEAL shifted over into the civilian sector. And so, a phenomenal book. I didn't want to overload you with too many books, but make sure you get your reading list up. Reading, putting good things into your brain will help you be able to speak better on different subjects and different topics and different war stories, different ways of leadership. I learned something different from each one of these books. Not one book is going to give you that one-stop shop and everything will be laid out for you. Books give you an imagination, they give you ideas, they give you past experience to help you move forward and to be a better person and be a better leader. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Happy Tuesday, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.